The software as a service or SaaS market has to be one of the most crowded, most competitive landscapes on Earth. So how does any single company cut through all that noise to not just survive, but actually win? Well, in this explainer, we're breaking down the strategic playbook. Let's jump right in.
First, let's just get a sense of the scale we're dealing with here. The SaaS market isn't just growing, it is absolutely exploding. I mean, look at this chart. We're looking at it more than doubling to a projected $900 billion by 2030. Now that is a huge wave of opportunity, for sure. But a wave that big brings with it some seriously intense competition.
And here's the reality of what that competition looks like. You're not just up against a few rivals, you're in a universe of over 30,000 SaaS companies, all fighting for the same customer attention. And that brings us to the core question we're going to tackle today. In a market this packed, how do you actually stand out and win?
To answer that, we've kind of built a strategic ladder for you. First, we'll get a real handle on the scale of the challenge in the crowded SaaS universe. Then we'll climb up to positioning. That's the tool for winning right now, today. We'll explore why it works so well, and then we'll get to the real power move, category design, the art of changing the game completely. And finally, we'll put it all together on one strategic map.
All right, Section 1, the crowded SaaS universe. Let's really put a number on the sheer scale of this challenge.
30,000. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the number of competitors you're potentially facing. This single statistic is exactly why having a real strategy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute must for survival.
Okay, Section 2, positioning. Let's talk about the most fundamental tool for how you win in the market as it exists right now.
So what is positioning, really? You can think of it as the art of being crystal clear. It's how you talk about and present your product so that a very specific audience understands your unique value, making it a complete no-brainer why you're different and better than everybody else.
And to get positioning right, you have to nail a few key things. It all starts with your unique value proposition, or UVP. What really makes you special? Then, your ideal customer profile, your ICP. Who exactly are you for? And that leads to clear, customer-focused messaging, all in the service of that holy grail, product-market fit, that sweet spot where what you've built is exactly what the market needs.
Let's make this real with an example. Asana's unique value proposition is just a masterclass in focus. They don't list a million features. They zero in on one single powerful benefit, the easiest way. They're positioning themselves against complexity. They're basically saying, hey, is project management a total headache? We're the cure. It's brilliant.
Now, Shopify, they play a different game. Their UVP is all about completeness, the all-in-one commerce platform. This message gives incredible reassurance to entrepreneurs. It's a promise that they'll have everything they need from day one all the way to global expansion. It positions Shopify as a partner for growth.
And this slide, this is so important. It shows the biggest mistake people make and exactly how to fix it. On the left, you've got feature-focused messaging. It says what the product is, a CRM with features. Okay, but so what? On the right, it's benefit-focused. It tells you what the product does for you. Turn more leads into revenue. Close deals faster. See the difference? You're not just selling software anymore, you're selling success.
Okay, Section 3. We know what good positioning looks like, but let's dig into the why. What's going on in the mind of a B2B buyer that makes this so darn effective?
This quote from Rory Sutherland really cuts to the heart of it all. See, unlike buying a pair of sneakers, a business purchase is a career risk. If you choose the right software and things go great, you might get a pat on the back. But if you choose the wrong one and things go sideways, you could get fired. So buyers aren't just looking for the best product, they're looking for the most defensible decision.
So to be effective, you have to get inside their heads. They are super risk-averse. They're way more worried about avoiding a disaster than they are excited about a perfect outcome. They need a decision that's easy to explain and defend to their boss. And they tend to stick to conventional choices to avoid being blamed for a weird decision that fails. Great positioning works because it speaks directly to all these fears, making your product feel like the safest, most logical, and most defensible choice they can make.
All right, on to Section 4, category design. So if positioning is about winning the game that everyone's already playing, category design is about inventing a whole new game, a game where you're the only one who knows the rules. It's about moving from being better to being different. Look, category design is not about being 10% better than the next guy. No way. It's about making the competition totally irrelevant. You are fundamentally rewiring the customer's brain about a problem.
And when you do that, you present your company as the only possible solution. You're not just another player anymore, you're the creator of the game itself.
As category designer Christopher Lochhead says, the company that designs the space is best positioned to dominate it. And the data on this is just wild. The company that successfully creates a new category often captures over 75% of the market cap in that space. They don't just get a slice of the pie, they get almost the entire thing.
So how in the world do you actually do that? Well, legendary companies create a powerful from-to story. They give a name to the old, clunky way of doing things. Salesforce didn't just sell cloud software, they attacked on-premise software as the old, broken way. TiVo didn't just sell a DVR, they made appointment viewing sound like a prison sentence. And Dyson didn't just sell a new vacuum, they made the vacuum bag the enemy. They make their new category feel like the obvious, inevitable future.
Okay, last section. Let's put all these pieces together. It's time to zoom out and look at the whole map, connecting vision, strategy, and positioning.
Think of it like this. Your vision, that's the mountain you're trying to climb, way off in the distance, maybe 5 or 10 years out. Your strategy, that's the specific path you're going to take to get up that mountain. And your positioning? Well, that's the little "you are here" dot on the map. It's how you win the ground right in front of you today, which earns you the right to keep climbing.
And this isn't just theory. Look at the real-world story of a company called Janus Systems. Their ultimate vision, their mountain, was to be a massive enterprise CRM. But they couldn't just start there. Their strategy was to conquer a series of smaller, adjacent markets first. So their positioning started incredibly niche. CRM for investment banks. Once they owned that, their positioning shifted. CRM for banking. Then CRM for financial services. You see what they're doing? Each step was a deliberate win, with their positioning changing to match the battle they needed to win at that exact stage of their journey.
So as we wrap this up, it all comes down to this one fundamental strategic question you have to ask yourself. Are you trying to win the current game, to be better, faster, and smarter than the competition? Or is your ambition bigger? Are you trying to invent a completely new game? The answer to that question will define not just your marketing, but the entire future of your business.